Just pulled up in this neighborhood right here. Been slicing and dicing all day, ninjas. Non-stop, playing catch up. We've had nothing but rain for the last whole day. And it's gonna be an interesting weekend. So I'm gonna get some footage for you, ninjas. Maybe this one, maybe that one, maybe this one, maybe that one, maybe this one, maybe that one. We'll see. Man, I gotta tell you, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you saw that I used Super Clean to wash the two mowers that I did the oil change, which was the Ninja mower and the Bumblebee. And look how freaking clean it is. And I wasn't even like trying to get it fully detailed. I didn't take the pressure washer out or anything like that. I just rinsed it, you know, I put Super Clean all over it and took the water hose, and that stuff is just amazing. I just wanted to point that out because I mean, look how clean that mower is. Anyway, super clean, man. Super clean. What's up, ninjas? What is up on this Freaky Friday? You know something freaky always going around on Friday. Such as I just finished in this neighborhood. As you saw, I kind of did a little recording on this house, but I did a couple of others, of course, throughout the neighborhood. And it's 8:30. I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits, and I've got a full day tomorrow. We've had a lot of rain come through, which is good. We needed rain. But it's never fun when it rains in the middle of the week and it sets you behind. So I didn't do anything yesterday because it was raining. So the only thing I did was replace this window. So if you haven't watched yesterday's video, go check it out. Really cool friend of mine. Not to go into it because that's the whole point of the video yesterday, but you know, it's good to have somebody on hand, on call, you know, at all times if you ever have any kind of accident when it comes to breaking glass. It's important to have somebody you can depend on and lean on, and they can take care of you and your customers. So that's all I did yesterday. You know, I'm playing catch up. I'm so behind. I know it's Freaky Friday, but I don't really know what yard it is, like what number, you know what I mean? I have no idea. All I know is I got 3 full pages of yards. I did not finish a couple of them in today's list, so I'm gonna have to carry it over into tomorrow. And then I got a full page tomorrow and a full page Sunday, so it's gonna be quite the weekend. But I want to conclude this video and I want to talk about what has happened to me, and it can happen to you as well. So by the title, as you've already seen, it's called I Got Audited, and I did. No, not the kind of audit that you're probably instantly thinking of which can also very well happen to any of us if you are particularly, you know, self-employed, you run your own business. So it wasn't the IRS audit, but it was the insurance audit. I got audited by my insurance company. So this is really, I guess, good for anybody, any kind of refreshing memory, or for anybody who's already aware of this. It's not bad to, you know, just kind of touch up on it. But for those of you who are really just getting into this business, or maybe just started this business, or maybe you even have a year or two underneath your belt, but maybe you're not quite there, and you're planning on getting insurance and, you know, maybe even some employees down the road and stuff like that, listen up, because this is something you should prepare for, because you never know when this can happen to you, but it can happen. And at some point or another, sooner or later, it will happen, because it happened to me. And I think it probably happened to quite a few of us. So if you are at the point in your business that you need to go ahead and get insurance, whether it's just be the limited liability, you know, you're going to get audited. Even more so if you get employees. By the way, this is a little bit same category, but just a little off topic where I really want to go with this. But if you have employees, you really should get workman's comp. I'm just saying, okay? You really should get it. Workman's comp it's one of those kinds of insurances you sleep better at night, because you never know what can happen. And so if you have workman's comp, you're protected. So whether you have workman's comp or whether you just have the limited liability, regardless, at some point you're going to get audited. And when you do, you better have all your ducks in a row. So I'm going to tell you what happened to me, and maybe some of you who have already gotten audited as well, maybe your situation or, you know, story might be a little bit different. But when I got audited, they sent me a letter and said that somebody was coming out to my house from the insurance company, and they were wanting to sit down with me and go over all my numbers and my income and my employees and my equipment. You know, they wanted to just make sure that everything that they have on the policy is still correct. And also they wanted to make sure and see if I was generating the kind of money that I was reporting to them. Because here's why. If you are, let's say, last time you reported to your insurance company, you're making $50,000 or $100,000 a year, right? But it's been 2, 3, 4 years, and you know your business has grown, and now you're at $250,000, $300,000 a year, for example, right? Let's say you've just really exploded and you've got quite a few crews, but even if you just went from 50,000 to 150,000, okay? The reason they want to know this is because they want to make sure you fall in the correct category, so that way they don't deny service down the road if something was to really happen, and then they find out where you are, and they're going to say, well, you didn't really report to us and, you know, give us an update, and they could deny your claim. So it kind of is to protect you, but it's also to protect them as well, because at this point, if you're generating more money, guess what, ninjas? You already know if you're generating more money, they're going to put you in a different category where you're going to start paying more on your premiums. Well, and you know, keep in mind, if you're generating a whole lot of more money, you know, a little bit more on your premium is not going to really affect you, and you really still want to be protected. So the lady came over, to get back to my story, and she came to my house, came inside, we met, and we sat down, and I literally had to show her all my bank statements for the last, I don't know, I think they wanted it the last 3 or 6 months, something like that. All my checks that I wrote to the employees and how many I had, and, you know, the amounts. And so she was checking through all that, and of course we went through all my equipment, but you know, she wanted to know where I was with my business and where I stood. And come to find out, everything, you know, that once we cleared everything out and we did all the updating, she was a real nice lady, by the way, but she left. And when she did, like, I don't know, a week or two later, I got a letter saying that I have been bumped to a different category and my premiums went up. So you will get audited. And so if you ever get to that point, or if you have somebody from the insurance company reach out to you, be ready and just make sure, you know, you're ready to present all your income, all your outcome, you know, the things that you're paying out and all your equipment. And what I want to tell you is to make the process, if you ever get to this point, as easy as possible. Stay on top of updating your insurance company. So if you are changing equipment, keep them updated. Okay, if you are changing an income, try to stay up on top of that and keep them updated. Because, you know, and from the way that she explained it to me is, if you know, last they know I made $50,000 or $100,000, right, whatever, and they are protecting me up to a certain amount based on my income, and they're guessing I'm doing this many accounts per day, per week, per month, per year. Well, if I doubled that and I'm not telling them, so the way she told me is, the more you are working and growing, the more of a risk factor that you have become. And that's why they bump you into these different categories and bump up your premiums. So like I said, it is to protect you as well, because that way you don't have, if you ever have a claim, God forbid, and you needed to have one, they're not going to deny you. But it's also to protect them. You know, they want to make sure you fall in that right category, so that way they generate more income. But really, it's also to look out for you, is what I'm trying to say. So that's why you're a higher risk if you are generating more money. Isn't that crazy? But it does make sense. It does make sense. If I'm only cutting 5 yards a week, I'm not as high of a risk as somebody who's cutting 5 yards a day, for example, right? Or somebody who's doing 100 yards a week compares to somebody who's doing 20 yards a week. You get the point. So auditing will happen to any of you young patois, right? If you are getting ready to get insurance, maybe you just got insurance, but you weren't aware of this stuff, just be prepared. Auditing will happen. And IRS auditing, of course, that's not what I'm talking about here, but that can happen too. I have never been audited, but I am prepared, because you never know, right? And they say at some point in your life, you know, you're gonna get audited by the IRS too. You know, you may not. Some people go all their life without getting audited, but that's why it's really important to have a good CPA and have all the stuff done properly, so that way, you know, you have somebody that can stand behind you if that ever was the case. So anyway, I hope that's helped you. You know, just be prepared. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's a little complex about any kind of business, but since this is a lawn care channel and we're talking about lawn care, there is more stuff to a lawn care business than just, let me jump on a mower and let me go cut some grass. You know, that's the fun part. But there's a lot of stuff in the background that's always being done that, you know, it doesn't really get shared on a daily basis, at least not by me, you know, because whatever, you know, we're just 9 times out of 10, we're talking about equipment, or we're talking about grass or yards or customers. But there is a lot behind the scenes, you know, running a business. So it can be a little overwhelming for somebody who's new in the business. It can, you know, it can really stress a person out. And, you know, just be ready for that. So now that I've told you about this, if you haven't been audited by the IRS or by your insurance company, but in this video, we're just talking about your insurance company, because I've never gotten audited by the IRS, but I have by my insurance company. It will happen eventually. And it doesn't matter if you change insurance companies or not. It's the history that you have with your business and the things that you're reporting to them. And so nothing scary about it. You know, don't freak out if you were to ever get a letter or a call or whatever, but just be prepared. And it's a smooth process. There's nothing to it as long as you have all your paperwork. But ninjas, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that's helped some of you. Just be ready, you know, be prepared, and keep on slicing and dicing. But you know, as I continue to make these videos, I'll make several others of some of these things that I don't talk on a daily basis, because mostly, like I said, it's always just mowing or whatever. But I'll try to, you know, get in some of the stuff, not to get too personal, but I'll try to get in some of the complex stuff to, especially some of you new ninjas who might be coming into this business, where it can, you know, give you a heads up, where it can get you ready or get you prepared, or at least be aware of it. Yeah, appreciate you ninjas tuning in for another one. I hope all of you ninjas had a great day yourselves. Thank you for tuning in, and stay safe out there, stay cool, drink plenty of water. That's what I've been doing. The cooler's been doing really well for me. Keeps my drinks cold at all times. And
saving green.
we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.